First thing you're going to want to do, clear it for safety. Nothing in it, as you can see. Next thing is going to be, you're going to want to punch or something. The tools you're going to need for this are a punch and all your typical cleaning supplies. So take a punch, push out this pin here. Don't leave it charged, so make sure it's good. Pull the trigger. And then you're going to go ahead and push this out. Wrong side probably. Looks like it. Oh, wait, this is a 1500. Make sure it's cocked. Push your trigger guard up just a little bit. Then push it out. And then your whole trigger group assembly comes right out like that. And that's your trigger group assembly right there. And you've also got this pin. Do not lose any of the pieces you take out of here. Next thing you're going to want to do is this is your bolt carrier group here. Pull that to the rear. It does have little rivets it goes in, so it may be difficult. Get it to the end of the stop right here. Right here. There's a release. I pull mine right out of the bottom. I push that in, and then I can just pull this straight out, usually. Sometimes. Well, first things first, I need to pull the bolt out, then I can pull this out. Scratch that. Take the barrel off. Simply by, okay, I do not have what's called a retainer in there, which holds the spring and the plug in, so I'm going to take my barrel off by twisting it. It is under spring pressure for me, it won't be for y'all if y'all have release in it. And there goes. Then pull your barrel off, pull out your pump, and then your bolt carrier group, I'm going to call it. I know it's not an AR, but I'm going to call it that. You should be able to just pull right out. It's really oily, because I clean these guns a lot. Okay, so there's your basic disassemble. Cleaning, you're going to want a rod, full-size rod, a 20 gauge brush like so. This gun is clean, I'm sure of it, because I cleaned it a few days ago. And a cotton swab, and a patch holder. You may need an adapter for your cleaning rod. They look somewhat like this. You screw this into your rod, and then you screw your piece into there. Then you're going to want a shotgun push patch, just like this. You feed your patch in here, and run it down your barrel just to get all the solvents out of there. My recommended cleaners, bare bone basics, are going to be gun scrubber, barricade, CLP, and powder blast if you want. Those are your bare bone basics. So, CLP, gun scrubber, barricade, and powder blast. If you have powder blast, put it on your brush and your cotton swab, and with the brush you want to brush it down the barrel. With your cotton swab you want to just dry it out. If you do not know how to take your barrel off, do not attempt to clean it or disassemble it, because it can be a bit of a pain to put back together. And then barricade, I'll show you all what it does in a minute. CLP is a non-dirt attracting oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bolt. This is reassembly. I'm going to take my bolt, drop it right back in, push it, make sure it can run freely. I don't have to oil it because my hands are covered in oil. Then I'm going to take my pump, and I'm going to slide it back on, pushing it in. And then on the bottom, there's grooves on the bottom of your bolt carrier that you have to get the pump to slide into. And you'll feel it when it goes. Make sure your tongs are down. Slide your bolt forward just a little bit. And then we're going to begin the process of reattaching our barrel. To reattach your barrel, simply slide it on both places. Make sure it's lined up. Slide it on. I'm going to put my spring back in, my retainer spring back in. Then you're going to, if you took your spring out, you're going to slide your spring. Do not turn this upside down, or you'll lose what's called the... Don't turn your magazine tube upside down, or you'll lose what's called your feed plug, is what I'm going to call it. So push that back in. Take your weld spring. It's easier if you put this on first. Take your weld spring, slide it in, push it in, and it'll hold. Now, fully reseat your barrel. Make sure it's good and flush right there. And then take your end cap and you're going to screw it on. Most of them are right-handed turns. They do not need to be torqued. They just need to be hand tight as you can get them with your hands. When you start hearing the clicking, you want to go until you can't turn it anymore. So that's what you want to listen for. I can't get mine any tighter. I'm going to reseat my bolt, pull it all the way forward, push it back again just to make sure that it seats right. Now I'm going to put my trigger group back in. Drop your trigger group in. You may need to apply just a little bit of force. It's a good idea to charge your hammer. So let me show you real quick. Here's your hammer right here. You want to push that back until it locks. It's never a smart idea to dry fire it, but I know what I'm doing. And then you're going to drop it in. Grab your pin. It should slide in freely, but ours is a little bit fucked up, so it may not. I may have to give it a little bit of encouragement with my ball peen hammer if I can find it. If not, I'll just use this sledge lightly. Very lightly. You want to just tap it. And there we go. We got it to start feeding. And I can do the rest with a punch. You're not supposed to have to use a hammer. I messed ours up when I broke it down the first time. And now it's put back together. Charge it for function. Okay, it should not move back once it's locked. Pull the trigger, and now you should be able to move it back. And that's basically it for a Winchester model 1320 gauge. Now, here's where barricade comes in. You're going to want the barricade and the rag. You want to do this to all of your guns. Even if it's an AR with a matte finish, you want to do it. I'll do an AR instructional video next. Get your barricade, get your rag, spray the barricade on the rag. Do not spray it directly on the rag. And then you're going to wipe down the whole entire gun. Prevent rust and all kinds of issues forming with your bluing. Because bluing is a controlled rusting process. So, I'm going to wipe the whole thing down real good, including my sight rails. Not my Picatinny rails. Picatinny rails are what you attach scopes to. Just the sight rails up here. Because there's a riser on a pump action shotgun right here. Get all those fingerprints off. I'm not doing anything wrong with these guns, but it's smart to get fingerprints off because there's oil on your hands that create rust on a gun. And then to put it away in a sock or safe, handle it with a rag and a rag only. So that way you don't have to wipe it down again. So, that was in frame the whole time. I don't know if it was. Looks like it. So, I'm Texas 0025 and that was your first firearms instructional video. Please leave a like. Okay. This is going to be the topic of our next firearms talk video. This right here, safe. And I am holding a tripod, so yeah. That'll be our next topic. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed it. See y'all next time on the AR-15. That should be coming around sometime next week. after this is published. This is published nearly a week after it is filmed because I'm way ahead of my video schedule because I went to New Mexico. So yeah, see y'all then. Bye.